Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. You know, I have young daughters, and as a father, I probably have the same fear every other father has, is when my daughters grow up, who are they going to be with? And is that going to be the right person? Is that man going to treat them well? Is he going to support them? Is he going to be the kind of individual that I want to have in their lives? You know, I'm an excellent father. I'm a good man. I take care of my spouse and my children. But I think a lot of fathers and mothers have this type of worry as we look into the world and we see the circumstances we live in on a day-to-day basis. Or maybe we just look around us and think, you know, where are my kids going to meet the right people, you know, that are going to make their lives fulfilling? I trust them that they'll be able to make the appropriate decisions. But you know what? If I had an algorithm for beating the odds and winning the lottery, I would definitely use it, you know. And while such a system doesn't exist for financial success like that, I believe, and I'm speaking to my daughters right now, that you can increase your odds of romantic success. You know, there are qualities you can look for in a partner that will increase your chances of being able to nurture a happy, long-term relationship. You know, I believe that there are 5 specific attributes that make people great candidates for healthy relationships. Now, you can't predict the future, and it's always hard to pick. People change, and sometimes people deceive. But I just want to give you some ideas around what type of healthy attributes to look for in a partner when you're looking for qualifications, you know, that will help you identify somebody who meets your specific needs. I'm going to jump right into it. And I'm kind of speaking to my daughters, but I'm speaking to all daughters and all men. You know, with that in mind, let's talk about what an effective partner looks like, or some attributes that make somebody a good candidate for a healthy, loving relationship. These are indicators that would allow you to make a better decision as you're moving forward. You know, the first thing I believe is finding somebody who's securely attached and mature, you know, because such people are comfortable with themselves and their connections. You know, they're capable of being emotionally close, as well as wanting themselves and their partners to explore separate personal interests. I think that's a big thing, being able to still be you and be involved in your individual interests. You know, and this is somebody that is also able to reflect on themselves and their lives in an open, insightful, and emotionally connected way. You know, and I believe that enables them to acknowledge their limitations and non-defensively admit to their mistakes, all without sacrificing a positive sense of themselves. You know, somebody who could say, I made a mistake there. They could pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and continue to move forward down the road towards the goals that are going to help them build a successful life, not only for themselves, but for you as well. You're a part of their lives. You're their biggest fan, their best friend. As a result, working together, you know, and having similarities that you can work with, that's an amazing thing. But also being able to identify that each person has similarities when it comes to flaws. And you need to be actively available and ready to forgive your partner when things come up. That's 100% the case. You know, you want somebody who's an effective communicator. You know, such partners are good at listening and sharing, which helps them nurture and maintain close relationships, in my opinion. Now, they can also effectively work through disagreements when they're a good communicator. So communication is a great indicator of success, not only in life overall, but being a great communicator can also make you successful with your personal relationships as well. You know, you'll be able to effectively work out disagreements, you know, and also having these strengths is good because it helps them with the ability to be able to identify and manage their individual emotions. You know, when you can communicate effectively, you have the ability to overcome a lot of the extreme emotional responses that occur with somebody who just doesn't know any other way to exhibit themselves but through either physical outbursts or verbal outbursts, because they're not an effective communicator. They don't have the ability to relay their emotions effectively to others. So when you try to connect with another person and work through difficulties that will inevitably rise, being able to communicate will allow for an emotionally intimate relationship, and it'll help things to work out better. This is something you can easily identify up front with most people. Just have a conversation with them, talk with them, challenge them a little bit, and see what the response is. I've always believed adversity does not build character, it reveals it. And that's 100% the case in every circumstance that I've ever been involved in with people. You want to see who somebody is, apply a little pressure, and you'll juice the grape and you'll see exactly what's inside them. That's for sure. You also want to make sure you have somebody who's appreciative of you. It's not enough to just fall in love. Relationships are co-created, and they will make you happy in the long term only if your partner respects and values you and works in ways to express this to you. Your partner must show an interest in getting to know you, and although it's a steep learning curve at first, the quest to know you better should never totally plateau. You will also be happiest and reach your greatest potential with support and encouragement to explore your own personal interests. You want to make sure they support you. They're not siloing you into kind of pigeonholing you into a specific set of activities, so on and so forth. They respect you and care for you enough to allow you to be who you are and be involved in your own activities, etc. And it is a steep learning curve to get to know somebody, but I tell you what, it's a lifelong process. I've been with my wife for over 20 years and we're still learning new things about each other all the time. It's amazing, but I want you to remember, that's your home team. So when you get into a relationship with somebody else and you decide to get married or to go long term with your relationship, every action you take in your life will begin to independently affect not only you, but your partner as well. So they're your biggest fan. They want to see you succeed greater than anybody because your individual success directly impacts them on a daily basis and will foretell the future that they have to live. So you want to make sure that when you are building your relationship, you look at your partner as a partner. Hey, this is my big support mechanism here. This is the person I can trust. This is the person that's going to push me forward. You need to remember that you need to be that person as well, because they're thinking from your perspective, they're thinking of you as their biggest fan. Nobody wants to see them succeed more than you. Not their mother, not their best friend, nobody in the world, because you're connected in a way where individual results will directly impact each of you. So you must cheer them on, coach them on, and be their biggest fan. It'll change everything. And you know what? I think that's one thing that's missing from relationships today, is we're so into ourselves and so independent in our thought that we don't consider our partner or others and their feelings in every action that we take. But remember, for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction, and those impact your spouse or your partner as well. You also want to make sure they're a good fit. It's important to enjoy spending time together, and this generally means having at least some shared interests, right? But definitely means enjoying activities together, and even if that involves, just conversation, sharing or at least respecting each other's values is very important for a long-term relationship. You also want to make sure that you and your partner are ready for a relationship. Sometimes we feel like we're ready for things, but we need to look inside and make a determination if we're actually ready to engage in a relationship at this time. And if we're not, that's okay. Even if everybody around you is getting married and they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and they're involved romantically with somebody, it doesn't mean you have to be. You may not be ready for that. And sometimes it's okay in fact, at all times, it is okay to want to be alone. That's perfectly okay. Your partner must be willing to make the relationship a priority. And this means devoting time and giving attention to it, both when you are physically together and when you are apart. It also involves viewing sex and emotional closeness as two aspects of an intimate relationship that support each other. And it's important to remember that, you don't need to find Mr. or Mrs. Perfect, which is good. But I'm going to tell you what, you won't find those people because neither of them exist. And if you don't even have to find Mr. or Mrs. Perfect for me, that can prove to be an unending search with a constant hope of finding a better person just around the corner. And rather than shopping and trying to find Mr. or Mrs. Good for me, I'm not suggesting you settle for someone that you're not really happy with, but rather that you make sure you have your priorities straight. You know what you're looking for. And it's important, you need to imagine, use your imagination. We're using that for our success principles. We're using our imagination to grow goals and to build the life that we want and attract good, positive things into our life. Well, you know what? When you want to bring love into your life, imagine who your partner would be. Think of who the right person would be for you. Maybe you think, I'm walking along in some isolated area and you come upon an old wedding ring half stuck in the ground. And as you pick it up and wipe off the dirt, you see a design on it, and out comes a genie. And he has a very special power of being able to conjure up partners that you can dream up. And all he needs is your wish list for what you want in a partner. And you would think very carefully before answering that question, right? Because your future would depend on it. But to help with this task, you make a written list. You include all the qualities you can think of, their way of relating to others, the way they relate to you, information regarding parenting, for instance, do you want somebody who has the desire to be a parent? And what would their beliefs look like as a parent? Physical and personal traits, lifestyle, priorities, and interests. And then include your idea of how the two of you would enjoy spending your time together. Now, the more detail you provide, the better that genie is going to be able to provide you with the perfect partner, right? But, of course, we all know there is no genie, and you will probably never meet anyone who fits everything on your list. But by doing this exercise, you will have a better chance of recognizing not just a good match, but also someone who would do best for you and not waste your time dating, I got to tell you, it's important, and you need to put some thought into this. Going out and meeting somebody at a bar and a chance encounter might work for some people, but if you want to get good results and consistent results, you need to put forth effort. Because even if you could order up a good for you partner, doing so would not be enough to ensure a happy future together. You must be part of creating it. You have to be. You have to put effort into things. So think about what assets you have that nurture a healthy relationship. If you're insecure, push past your inclination to dwell on the negative messages that you automatically send yourself all the time by being insecure. Remember, you're listening to yourself here. It's not only the things that people say to you or the things you watch on TV that directly impact you as an individual and impact your mental health. It's also the words that you say to yourself all day long. So you want to reflect on the good qualities, the qualities that are good about you, that bring you into friendships and will make you a good partner for somebody else. Then I want you to imagine yourself with the right partner and how that individual will help you in being more secure. If you allow yourself to have a sense of really experiencing it and getting to know what it looks and feels like, that's going to help you know and feel in your heart the love that you're really searching for. And you know what? It's going to help you find and identify the right person. Because when you know what you want, you'll know when you're seeing what it is that you want. You'll be able to more easily meet others maybe you want a boyfriend, you want a girlfriend. When you meet people, you're going to know inside what it is you want. It's kind of like going and shopping for a car. If you sit down and write all the details out of what you want that car to be like, look like, all the accessories you want it to have, air conditioning, automatic, so on and so forth. When you go to the dealership and you see exactly what it is you wrote down, you're going to know it and you're going to be able to make a better decision. It's much easier than just going out and meeting somebody and, hey, we're just going to guess from here. Maybe they're the right fit, maybe not. Well, your friends ask you, what do you know about them? Well, I don't really know anything about them. I just met them, and so on and so forth. It's not a real effective way to build something with somebody else or to identify a specific partner that would meet your individual needs. And hopefully they're doing the exact same thing. You would be able to co-identify and build a loving and wonderful relationship. And it doesn't happen all the time, but a lot of the time it can happen, and we can increase the chances of it happening if we put forth the effort. It's like working towards our goals. We put forth effort. Goals, the achievement of goals favors action. So you can't just sit on the couch and say, hey, I want to be a millionaire, and then you're a millionaire unless you win the lottery. It's the same way with relationships. You can't sit and sulk on the couch and say, oh, I don't have anybody in my life. I really want to have somebody. You're going to still be sitting alone on the couch a week later, unless some magic genie comes along and puts that person into your life. Don't wait around for the magic genie. Get up, take action, be specific about what it is that you need and want in your life, and then work towards that. And that's with anything in your life. Whether you want more money, you want more success, anything you want. But having a good relationship, even if you're in an existing relationship, you can enhance that relationship by setting an appropriate goal and then working towards it. But if Valentine's Day was yesterday, and if you're looking for love and want to have somebody into your life that can help accentuate your life and make it better and be a good fit for you, don't think that just comes by going out to the bar or going out and just meeting random people or a Tinder date or some other crap that people do today that I don't even understand and don't want anything to do with. But I'll tell you what, if you put forth some specific effort related to your need and desire, you will be so surprised how quickly you begin to get results that are relative to that specific desire. And remember to stay positive. Staying positive will bring positive things into your life. If you're negative, you're going to get negative things. So let's stay positive. And you know what? Let's have a fantastic day. Because you know what? I got a feeling that today is going to be a good one. And I know it is. I'm excited, I'm pumped, and I'm ready to go. I hope you're worked up and you're ready to get into your day as well. You know what? We have a choice. Today can either be a bad day or a good day. We're deciding right here which it's going to be. And if you woke up today without the circumstances that you were looking for, I want you to go out and create the circumstances that you want and then live your day in that circumstance. And you can do that over and over and over again. It's a beautiful thing about this life we live. We get to choose. It's amazing. You know what? I know that you can do it, and I believe in you. If anybody's worth it, you are. I just want you to be the best you that you can be. There's billions of people on this planet. Nobody has the ability to be you except you. And that makes you unique. And you know what? That also makes you special and amazing. And I care about you. I'm going to be back tomorrow with some more great ideas. I got a bunch of fun topics. I told my wife if I could do 20 videos today, I'd do 20. But I wanted to do this one because it's right after Valentine's Day. And I have a great relationship with my spouse, and we have good kids, and I think everybody can have that. You can build that for yourself. Take action, believe, Have faith that that can come into your life and that you can have the life that you want. And guess what will happen? Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door will be opened. You will have the life you want, and it can be yours. Have a beautiful day. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care, friends.